Thank you. Hello, my friends, and greetings from Muscat in Oman. Welcome to a new country. In my case, for me, it is country number 61. I have never been in Oman before. And yeah, just in case you watched my previous video about Abu Dhabi and you know what happened with my missed flight 2 days ago, so you might be curious, how was it going now? Well, friends, a bit tricky. Nobody is listening. The test result, of course, didn't come. It still hasn't come till this moment. We'll see when it comes. So, what happened? It's quite a nice airport here. What do you think? Yeah, what happened? Basically, I logged in all my details with my old PCR test from Egypt still in this e-Mushrif website, the government website of Oman, which they require. And since I did it 2 days ago, by that time that test was still valid. It shouldn't be older than 72 hours here. So it was still valid, and the website accepted it, and it gave me the QR code. So I screenshotted that code and I showed that code to the person, to the lady who was checking it at the check-in. But still it wasn't that easy. She still asked separately to show the test. And then I was just playing, well, I wasn't lying, but I was acting slowly and a little bit foolishly. So basically I was just saying, oh, I had 3 tests. I had one test when I left Egypt, another test when I flew into Abu Dhabi, and another test which I did yesterday, which one she wants. And she just says it has to be not older than 72 hours. And I'm getting out my test, the Egyptian test. It takes a while I search it in my email. So then she said, no, it's too old. And then I said, oh, okay, let's see another one. And I show my SMS text message from the airport arrivals test, which says it's negative. And she says, no, you need the report with the stamp. You need to scan this QR code, which is glued on my passport by them. So then I scanned that, and then I had to register, and then even there was some error message, and I was showing it to her, and she was telling what other way, how to do it. And then after all that, I forgot already how many more steps there were. But at the end, it was a big queue behind my back, and she was the only one working there. Like normally I understand there should be more, but there was something going on there, so she was the only one, and she just let me go. She didn't have more patience. I think it said only Gulf state nations, but I'm not one of them. Yeah, other nationalities. This should be good for me. So basically, yeah, she just let me go because she knew I had more tests and it will take more time, and she just let me go. But now, friends, it's a tricky thing what will happen here. Well, we will find it out very, very soon. I'll let you know, my friends. Whatever it will be. Hopefully something pleasant. Well, friends, you won't believe. I was so lucky and I'm so grateful. I don't know. That is crazy what just happened. So, of course, in the queue there were two ladies asking for a Mushrif, this app, and PCR tests separately. And initially I started with my slow face. I showed the C Mushrif, but before me there was one stressed Canadian who was confused about difference between PCR test and vaccination, about his transfer through Abu Dhabi or whatever. And then what happened? Yeah, I'll tell you after the customs. Maybe not a good idea to attract attention. So what happened? That Canadian guy was kind of stepping back. She already told me to come, but he was stepping back and asking her more questions, and there were more issues, and that lady was very stressed out as well, and she had to deal with two clients at the same time, me and that Canadian. And in that situation I decided to quickly change my tactics from the slow face, which would kind of try to trigger her impatience and letting me go. I changed to I quickly gave her the test result from my arrival in Abu Dhabi. So today is 15th and the result is from 11th. Okay, let me just get cash because I will need it for a bus, and let me find out how to get the bus ticket. But in any case, it was old, but she was very stressed, and either she didn't notice that it was a bit old, or she didn't notice the time, which was 20 past midnight. Or she was just too stressed and she quickly gave me back and said, "Thank you, go ahead." And I got through. Wow, I'm so grateful. I escaped the quarantine. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, let me get cash and find out about the bus. It's very late and I don't want to miss the next bus. I know it already. What time is it? So I got some funny papers, and these funny papers are much more worth than euros or dollars. So small numbers only here. And I asked the man, he said it's downstairs level 0 where the bus is. But the trick is that my next bus, if I can believe internet, should be in something like 5 minutes. So I hope I can find it quickly, and it is very near bus station. That's good. Otherwise I'll just have to wait. It's not the last bus, but I'll have to wait, and it is already 11:30 p.m. So yeah, we'll see. I think that's the exit, and I should probably be able to see the bus stop there. So I need a bus to Ruvi bus station, and okay, one man told me it is Ruvi bus station is somewhere here? Yeah. Here, shukran. So one man told me A1. I couldn't find it initially, but then I noticed it there, and then I asked bus drivers. They told me just need to wait for the red bus, and then this guy told me this A2, not A1, but I can see both, so I will just be looking for the red bus, and it is exactly 1 minute before the scheduled bus time. and they told me that the bus accepts cash, so I don't need some special card. So, should be all good. That looks like a red bus to me. What's going on? Let's see. Yeah, you need to use shoulders here. No, it's not that easy. The driver said another bus. I need to wait. But this far, everybody have understood my English, and they were kind of able to talk back to me in English as well a little bit. So that's good. Actually, quite cool. I managed to find out what happened. I was able to read Alma-Bella is the destination, and while Google Maps and Yandex Maps are not very useful here, the Czech maps, mappy.cz, is quite good actually. It even showed me where the bus stops, well, not all of them. It's not exactly usable, it doesn't show bus roads, but it showed me the bus terminus. And I understood what happened. This one is the same route I need, but it goes in the opposite direction. It goes through airport, but away from the center. So I need another one which goes towards the center. So, one more thing which I now understand instead of just wondering what's happening. And what do you think about this? Ruvi, yes, it says Ruvi. Perfect. Marhaba, Ruvi bus station, please. Ruvi bus station. Ruvi. How much? I don't have change, sorry. Can I pay by card? Card, no? How much is the ticket? Thank you so much. My first impressions are that I'm very impressed how new, clean, organized and civilized is this place. Like I didn't expect, I was expecting that Oman will be more similar to Egypt. But I should say it's more similar to United Arab Emirates more than Egypt. Or maybe it is just Muscat, and it would be a completely different story outside of the capital. We'll see. But Muscat is huge itself. We're driving something like 30 kilometers just through the city. Yeah, it's not such a small place actually. So friends, after something like 1 hour bus ride, and the bus was late for some half an hour, and after some 30-40 minutes maybe walk, I am approaching, oh it's so dark in that screen, I don't know if you can see anything. I am approaching my hotel, but it's again a bit tricky. I requested that date change, but they didn't reply. Then I wrote them 4 more messages during these 2 days. The last one just when I was in airport in Abu Dhabi. And no reply. What do you think? What will happen? And it's written that their check-in is available till 11:30 p.m. And now it is something like 1:10 in the morning. What do you think? What will happen? That's some other hotel. Mutrah Hotel. Okay, let me see the map. It should be, okay, Al Khado Hotel is on that side. They just put it in the wrong side. Because in the map it was exactly there. But in life it's here. Okay, good that it wasn't 2 kilometers away. So, where is the entrance? Well, happy days, my friends. It actually was no problem whatsoever. The man was there, even though it's past 1 in the morning. I have 2, 1, 2. And no questions and problems. And I actually started with the question that I have reservation, and did he receive my messages? Because I was a little bit cautious. I wonder how, okay, that's how I switch off. 7 switches. So I was a little bit cautious about, okay, this is what you get for 30 Omani riyals for 5 days. And it is 30 Omani riyals, what is it? Something like 65 euros, I think, for 5 days. Yeah, I would say it is something in between Arab Emirates and Egypt. Although outdoors everything is very clean, very organized, new, very nice. So yeah, I was a little bit cautious if he might say that I will have to pay for those 2 nights which I didn't use. And then I started already with, did you receive my texts? I was requesting a date change 2 days ago, and I was writing you 4 other texts. Did you receive those? But yeah, he was completely oblivious about any kind of texting in Booking.com or about anything. But that was funny and not so good side. But the good side was that he said, it's no problem whatsoever. I can just come, and 5 days and 30 real, and everything is fine. So friends, it is something like 15 past 1 in the morning, and you know what I'll be doing now. See you in the morning, my friends. Good morning, friends. So, this is where I live, on the 1st floor. I think it's always confusing how in English language they call the 2nd floor, they call the 1st floor. So how many floors do you have in your house? If it's 10 floors and you say it in English, it means that the house has 11 floors. The 10 plus the ground floor. But at least most other languages don't make such weird things as English language does. So, let's see where we have landed. I'm so grateful that I got here without any quarantines and any difficulties. I did my best, but I must admit it was a good deal of luck as well involved, how I got here. But that's often the case. That's very often the case. Especially during these COVID times, but in any travels, I think you have to count on that. That you can never know everything, and there will always be something more. And most of the time, people are, the governments are listing all kinds of stupid requirements Like many of countries where I have been in the last months, they have requirement for the health insurance, and sometimes even specifically told the health insurance which covers that and that long COVID treatment or whatever. But they never ask for these things. Or sometimes they also can have some different requirements, like having return ticket when you enter the country, which would be a hassle for me, or having enough money, proof of funds, that I can sustain myself in this country, which might be difficult because I sustain myself on 1/10 or 1/5 of what most people regard to be as minimum. So, but luckily these things are not enforced usually, so you just go along, and it's on one hand it's good, they're not enforced, so less hassle in life, but on the other hand it's a problem because everybody is used to that situation that they're not enforced. But you never know when can be that first moment when they would be enforced, and then you're in trouble. And therefore you always have these risks. Like there can always be one more official who demands one more thing which is not possible to fulfill, and then you're in trouble. But you kind of get used to it. And one thing I have learned, there is always some exit of the situation, there's always some solution, there's always some way out, and most of the time more than one way out or way back or whatever it is. So you just get used to these unpredictabilities and risks, and you just go along, and most of the time it works out nicely. And when it doesn't, you just accept it and you do whatever you have to do and seek for the best solution possible at that moment which you can get. And yeah, that's just part and parcel of the whole travel thing in my eyes. Unless you travel very rarely and spend huge amounts of money and do huge amounts of research and involve lawyers and who knows what else, and then maybe you can say that you have done everything so well that you can kind of expect everything to run as planned. But normally it never happens, and that's okay too, although it's not something I would enjoy or like. I do like when you can organize, plan, and have control and predictability over things, but I just have to learn and accept that in most cases, in most of the world, it will never be the case. So you have two options. You can sit at home and whine about evil, unfair, difficult world which you don't dare to go into because of that. Or you can accept that the world is what it is and you have to somehow adjust, and then the world is open for you. And that second scenario seems quite a bit better for me. So that's what I choose. Well, if Abu Dhabi, nature and landscapes reminded me more about Baltic Sea coastline sand than here, it reminds me more of Black Sea coastline with these pebbles and stones and sharp and not so sharp, and rocky mountains around. Do you like this place, guys? I actually needed that road. Let me see. if I can get there. That would be more of the direction which I want to go. Yeah, I hope I can get through there. My first daylight views of Oman. I hope I pronounce it correctly. The country Oman. Oman, as we say. I'm not sure about my pronunciation, especially that "ah" sound. Oh, ah. I can't say it even. I have to train it. At the very beginning of the word is Oman. Ah, ah. If you know some good way how to learn that sound, let me know. I'll be grateful for that. Well, the good views are good, of course, but I stepped in here into some prickly, crazy things which even penetrated my Crocs a little bit. And I think they were seeds of some plants. But that's crazy. I didn't expect that serious prickles. What do you call them? Spikes? Prickles? Spines? No, not spines. Spines are different. Anyway, some nature stuff which I have to be careful about. Yeah, it looks like these guys love cul-de-sacs as much as Irish do. But I have a slight hope. You see that trail? I have a slight hope that they might not be as consequent as Irish. Consequent? Is that the right word in English? Let's see if we can still get through here. Hey, friends! It looks like we are successful. That's the road down there, which I need. I saw it on the map and then I noticed this cul-de-sac with a fence at the end. I almost slide down. And I thought I'll have to go all the way back, but no, we'll get through here. Happy days, people! It looks like if you know a few Arab words, it is a nice compliment to the local people, but not a necessity here in this sultanate. Oman is not republic, not Fürstentum, not what were the other options? I forgot already all of them which I have seen. But this is sultanate. The sultan is ruling over this place. So yeah, in here in this sultanate, if you know Arabic, it's an extra, it's not a necessity. You see all the writings, including the house numbers, everything, and the road names is doubled in English, the same way as it is in Emirates. So and also people speak English quite well. I have yet to encounter any problems with talking with locals just in English. So it is a place which probably is very easy to visit language-wise for English-speaking tourists. So friends, one more tick in your box list, or your list when you are choosing to go and visit this country or not. Might be a good place to visit, but I'm very early to say anything else. I have a very good first impression, but it is hot. It is mid-January now, and 26 I think degrees, and the sun is really heating up. Now it's midday, but I already feel that I don't have enough energy because it's hot and I'm sweating all the time. But maybe it's just me, northerner. We'll see when I'll get used to these temperatures, and then I'll go back to Irish summer of 18 degrees and rain I'll be dying because of cold. Because I'm not used anymore to that thing. We'll see, we'll see. And this area is called Mutrah Souq, the market of Mutrah. And there are all kinds of things which you can buy. Non-food things with some coffee shops in between, mostly. But further there should be a fruit market, which I'm aiming for, as you might suspect. And these are the flags. The left one is Oman flag. That one I recognize, but what's on the right? Is it some Muscat flag or what could it be? I don't even know. And is this water? Probably no. Would you like to live in such house? I mean, that one. Or it's not house probably. It's the place with cannons. I see cannons in there. And you see, every house is white. That tells you something. Well, except the police headquarters, which can afford expensive air conditioning. Is this a mosque? Or is this a souq? Or they are both here. Let's go in and see. What do you think? Yeah, this looks like a souq. But maybe it was just souq with a mosque built at the souq walls, which probably was ancient center. See this beautiful floor. I like it. The proper old souq, and look how beautiful it is made. Wow. I'm quite impressed. And look how skinny cats are here. Meow. He was whining about difficult life. And he was as skinny as you could imagine he should be whining about it. But everything is so clean here. I'm impressed. They're like Emiratis. They definitely have more in common with Emirates than with Egypt. Although Egyptian people were telling me about Oman, that Oman will be more authentic Arab country, and Emiratis, especially Dubai, but also Abu Dhabi, would be very international city like Europe or New York or whatever. Which is kind of half true, I would say. But I would say that Oman is very different from Egypt. Well, this far I have from what I have seen, I can judge only. Look at this, guys. Wow. They have built this place so beautiful, and it's just a souq. It's just a market, nothing so special, but how beautiful they have made the whole thing. Wow. And it is huge. I'm walking and walking, and it's one intersection after another intersection, and yeah, there are a few city blocks like this, it looks. And look at this. And it smells so nice as well, but maybe it's just because of this shop. But everything is clean and pleasant. Let me see. Here we can see what's outside. A cat, of course. What is it? Is it somebody's backyard? No, I think they are streets. And yes, it is a complete block or many blocks of the city which are covered. You see, this is more kind of temporary makeshift covering, like this. And even then you see it's insulated, otherwise it will heat up like crazy in summer. Nobody will be able to be here. But yeah, this is already what was there. That's nice. And this is the proper old Souq. Similarly to Emiratis, this city, at least if not the whole country, has a very high Indian population living here and working, or just coming for work sometimes, I don't know, but lots of Indians here. And having said that, I have seen quite a few Indians in Emirati, in UAE, quite a few Indians here. And then I was looking on the map, and remember, I'm doing all this while thinking about my next destination, which must be cheap. And the North Africa doesn't seem to be working out nicely at this time because of all the new COVID restrictions. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at this, my friends. Amazing. I like this country. So, remember, I'm thinking about all these things, keeping in mind that I need to choose my next destination which is cheap, because I spent a little bit too much with all this foolishness with a wasted ticket and 2 more days in Abu Dhabi. So yeah, I was looking on all those Indian people, and then I was looking on the map and I saw, whoa, India is something like 3 hours flight from me. I'm very close to India actually. I didn't notice. At which time did I get so close to India? In my mind, India is half a world away from me, European. But here, India is way closer than even Egypt, I think, let alone Europe. And then I looked on the ticket prices, and they are good as well. I have used to seeing Indian air tickets for 300 or 400 euros one way, I mean. And here I can see starting from 70 euros. Well, not from here, from Emiratis, but I can get for 8 euros to Emiratis. So, what do you think, friends? Can you guess what's brewing on in my mind? I don't know if it will be possible, and there are some tricky things with COVID restrictions in India as well, but I'll keep researching, and it looks like it might be even possible. We'll see, friends. Could I end up in India without even thinking that I will be in India anytime soon, because it's far and expensive. Here it's not far, and neither it is expensive. From here, I mean. Wow, that's something interesting. But while I'm talking about that, look at this. Gulf of Oman. Cool. Well, this is something nice. We finally see some old things after a while. I wonder, would I be able to get up there and even get in? Let's try and see, maybe we can get somewhere here. And after a while, I also see some river-like things which actually seems to have had some water in them, with barnacles growing there, so obviously they have tides here as well. And they should have, I think. The Arabian Sea is basically part of Indian Ocean, where they shouldn't have tides. Yeah, and I saw when I was coming from the bus station a river, which was kind of the biggest river in the area, but it has a little trickle of water in it. So that's some interesting change. So obviously in this country it does rain sometimes as well. Interesting. There's some watchtower there. Sorry, I'm having my breakfast as well. And lane 816, they seem to like to number the lanes and streets by numbers, not by names so much. And it looks like here we could get through maybe to that fort of Mutrah. Maybe. That looks to me that the answer is positive. What do you think, friends? Happy days. Well, friends, even if I will not succeed to get in there without a ticket, just to climb up here was worth it. What do you think? Nice. Let's try. Look at these doors. Well, that's some proper door. Mutrah Fort. Nice. Can you believe it, friends? I still haven't been asked for any ticket this far. Will it be for free? It is quite high here. And I was thinking, why am I so tired to climb up here? Well, it's hot, it's a proper sunshine. Forget about it's January and midwinter. It means nothing here. And it's quite high. I can't imagine what would it be to be in here in July. That must be something similar to being in an oven. Nah, that's crazy. I have been thinking funny thoughts about climate during the last days, and I have been thinking that if you have failed to choose the right climate to live in, then you have to live in either an oven or in a fridge, meaning either a house with heating, an oven, or a house with AC cooling, a fridge. Or if you are really bad at choosing your climate, you have to have both. Oven in the winter and fridge in the summer. That's like shooting in both of your legs at the same time. Okay, I know. I am exaggerating about these things, but nevertheless, people do pay for heating and for cooling. and pay big monies for that. So obviously it is important not only for me but for other people as well. So I do think it is important to choose our climate. Why choose something non-livable when you can choose something good? Oh, this place is beautiful. I like these traditional designs. They're quite similar to Chinese junks, but not exactly. And this is the view of the west tower of the fort of Mutrah. I just met another tourist from Switzerland and had the possibility to chat in German a little bit, to practice my rusty German skills. Das ist schön. I like this place. What do you think, friends? Was it worth coming here or not? I would be very surprised to hear any different answer than the one which starts with letter Y and ends with letter S. Here are some newer cannons as well. Okay, and here we can see from above. Sorry, my mask is flickering in the wind. Yeah, that's where we got up, and that was that lane where we came through and up here. And that's the watchtower there. Nice. Yeah, it's interesting that Muscat is a very scattered city. I still haven't seen any kind of a huge central area of it. Maybe there is one, I don't know. But it seems to be very scattered in small fragments between these mountains. And yeah, here we don't have the big highways, although this is kind of big and fast. But they have very many fast, good roads. So they're traveling at good speeds in city, like 100 kilometers per hour easily. And they're very efficient. There doesn't seem to be many traffic jams here. So if you have a car, you can get around very easily. No matter if the place is 5 kilometers or 35 kilometers from your home, and still in the same city in Muscat. And I somehow like this real things that you see. It's supposed to be walking here and there is no rail, and here that's the only stair which you can use to get up here, and there is no rail here. You can just walk up and walk down. In Europe it wouldn't be allowed. It would be 150 regulations which regulate what angles and what heights and what materials and blah 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 railings should be there, and if it can't be guaranteed, this place would be closed and I wouldn't be allowed up here. And if they would be able to obey all these regulations, it would be so expensive that they would have to charge a big money for me to get in here. Well, maybe it's just my thinking, but I somehow like these real things. Then you feel like you're living instead of being protected somewhere in some cage or whatever. Or is it only me who thinks like this? Because I know I am a little bit crazy about freedom, which most people doesn't care about at all. So maybe it's just one of the ways how it gets out of my mouth and heart. But this place is nice. I like it. I like it. I know I'm filming too much already about this place, but just one last shot, please guys. It's too nice. Some ship is coming in, and a pilot boat or Coast Guard boat out there as well. And can you believe this fort was originally built in the beginning of 16th century, very beginning, and later on Portuguese built more parts to it, and in the 1980 it was restored by today's people. Well, yesterday's I should say, probably. But yeah, it's quite an amazing thing. Well friends, I just came downstairs in the toilet and I didn't notice, you see, that thing is floating. And it was dark here, so I didn't see the water, and I stepped in to half of my knee. But this seems to be not the smelly water, if you know what I mean. So I'm okay. Maybe I should wring my socks and I should be good. It's too hot anyways, not too cold. That was crazy. First time I got such experience. I quite like this view. What do you think? Look at what parks they have, my friends. I don't know if you will hear me because the wind is very strong. Yeah, impressive, impressive. And look how everything is new and clean and in order. These cacti, like, I don't know what's the name of them, plants which they use as grass. And here is even a real grass. Wow. And a puddle of water since the last watering. Yeah. See how everything is well kept and clean and in order. It's a nice country, even in that regard. Isn't this beautiful, friends? And there as well. Nice. What is this, my friends? Is that some cave house? Or what? Shall we investigate? Or if it's somebody's house? Definitely not somebody's house, but nothing very old and interesting either. Ah, I thought here was another one, but no, it just looked to me. Okay. What a nice place. Let's sit down. I want to show you something. Look at this, friends. At this, I mean. It was exactly 22 past when I stepped into that water, and my galabeya was wet until here. And now it's 37 past. So exactly 15 minutes. And the galabeya is dry as it was never been wet. And my Crocs, of course, were the first to be dried. Only the socks, they always take the longest. But I guess it won't be even one more half an hour and they will be dry too. See how quickly things dry in this climate. And no, I never got feeling of being cold because of that incident. It was simply, instead of being very hot, it was a little bit less hot. That was it. Not a dangerous thing as it would be in somewhere in the north, where falling in the water might mean freezing to death during the next night. No problem here. Ma fish mushkila. Well, friends, I just had a funny experience with their money. Their money is funny. I just bought this guava juice and I had to pay 600 for that. But not 600 reals, of course. 600 of these 1,000 parts of real. And I gave the man a fiver. And in my mind, fiver is, what is fiver? A small money. But he was counting for 2 minutes to give me a change from that fiver, and you see what I got. So let's show you what it looks like. So I hope it will not be blown away in the wind. There are some stones here. Let me grab one. Let's use the natural things around. So this is 1 real. Even in English it's written 1 real, and that's 1. So 3 1 reals. Then this one is half real. And exactly it says half real, not 500. So that is half real. 2 of these makes 4 reals. And then there are hundreds. And this one might look to me as more valuable because it's 100. It's not 1 or half. But it is actually 1/10 of real. And it says 100 baisa. Okay, that's how they call them, baisa. So 100,000 of real. Not like cent would be centum in Latin is 100. So this would be 1,000 promils of real. How do you say it? Let's stick to their name, baisa. And that's another 100 baisa, and that's a different color 100 baisa. That's some funny money. So now I understand why that bus driver was so unhappy when I was giving him 5 reals and making such a face as, where's the problem? Why do you need smaller change? I'm already giving you a small note. It wasn't small. 5 reals is a big money. Crazy. Well, this is the first time I see at the entrance in Mosque for Muslims only. Usually they're very open and welcoming. Not here, my friends. Well, I have also seen, when I was traveling in Saudi Arabia many years ago, there was a heathen bypass around Mecca, because Mecca is obviously the holy city where heathens, meaning non-Muslims, shouldn't be entering. So there was a special bypass, a road around Mecca, which we were using because we were non-Muslims. So yeah, I remembered about that one as well. But in mosques, this was the first time I see this thing. I wonder if it's everywhere in Oman or just this mosque. I am trying to find that old Souq of Muscat, where fruit should be viable. It should be somewhere in here. And to the left, will we get through this place? Could this be part of it already? It's closed. I think this one is the one which I saw on the map, but it's closed. Yeah, but the place which my map showed as the old Muscat Souq doesn't look like anything special at all. That Souq where we were previously was a lot more impressive. This is just streets with small shops. Nothing too special, I would say. But nice, nevertheless. In searches for a shortcut, I am walking through very narrow lanes. I wonder, will I get through here? Or will I have to go back? These are some amazing places. But it looks like... yeah, it looks like we'll be getting through. I was already starting to think, as the lane grew smaller and smaller, I was already starting to think I'll have to go back. But looks like no. Salam. Yeah, it looks like we'll probably will be getting out in the street from here. And that's the watchtower. It reminded me in the slum areas in Kampala, where I was living for a few weeks. But, well, of course it was very different level. Kampala slums in Uganda, they were really rough. This is nowhere near rough. But these narrow lanes between houses where you couldn't properly get through with a motorbike, let alone even a car. That reminded me of those slum areas back there. And what do you think about such a house? Isn't that cool? By the way, I just realized it's not a house, friends. Sorry about my ignorance. Even this beautiful and intricate detailed can be minaret, and it is mosque. And it says again, non-Muslims not allowed in a mosque. Is it common in Oman? It's two mosques I have seen close, and both of them had this notice at the door. It looks like they close all their shops during the prayer, the salat. Even they leave their daikons out, but the shop is closed. And many shops were like this during this prayer time. And it reminded me in my travels in Saudi Arabia where it was exactly the same thing. When it was a prayer time, they didn't care about customers, about anything. They closed the shop and they went to mosque. That's salat time, and that's no question. No trading during that time. Yeah, this is the landscape, the rugged landscape they have built their houses and cities in. And look, in such valleys, the actual grass grows. Well, not exactly our grass, but kind of grass. Amazing. So it means that there is some rain every now and again. And I'm taking a shortcut road back to my hotel. That's why I'm passing through here. Hi doggies! You look like half hyenas. Funny characters. And this is how Spar looks in Oman. S-B-A-R, Zbar. This seems to be like a banking district, so that was a bank, that is a bank. Don't know about this one. That's Oman Housing Bank. And here, guys, even a cooler thing. That's Central Bank of Oman. Well, I was impressed by that entrance. What about this one? And somewhere there is Muscat Stock Exchange. And that's some other bank, Oman Development Bank. And that street which I came out from was full of banks. The whole street were just banks. Oh no, this is Muscat Stock Exchange. Okay, it was wrongly pointed on the Google map. And many things are not in map as well. For example, this central thing, whatever it is, it's not on Google map at all whatsoever. And this is Al Wadi Al Kabir, the river which I was mentioning to you yesterday when I saw it day before yesterday in the night. You see, there is actual water coming. Real, authentic, proper water flowing. Can you believe it? You probably can, but I'm disused to seeing that. And you see, there's more water. And this is actually flowing, and nobody is pumping it. Nobody has distilled it or reversed osmosis or other kind of desalinated from the sea, is just flowing by its own, by nature. Can you believe it? For a long time I hadn't seen such a thing as flowing water which doesn't come from somebody's tap, from a desalination plant or something. Nature. Well, not too much of the nature here, but even that small bit I do like. This is how a hypermarket looks here in Oman. Quite cool. Hello my friends. I decided that this is a good day to go to the beach. What do you think? The hot January sun is scorching us. I'm making fun. I still can't get my head around it. January sun, hot. How do these three words go together in the same sentence? But they apparently do in Oman. And yeah, I'm intending to go there, and there, through that mountain pass, is the road to the beach. At least my satellite imagery shows that there should be quite nice beach and some nice views along the way. Well, most of the nice views I am bypassing, and I hope to see them on my way back, because on my way back I also will go to a hospital to make a PCR test. In the recent weeks I'm becoming a serious PCR addict. I'm making one PCR test after another. I'll tell you later why. I think it will still be worth it, even though I usually don't do these things. I was enjoying sunshine so much that I didn't notice that I actually took a wrong way. You see, I was coming from there where that white Jeep is, and I actually need that road, and there is the sea. So, is there a good way how to get down? Probably not. Might be possible, but not good. And you see, there's even a river. That same river which has water in it. I would have to cross then that one. And now I'm thinking, you see that thing? Can I show you it? There is a drainage for water. Could I pretend that I'm a water and get down there? Let's try. Now then, what do you think? Will this work or not? I could of course go there, but it's quite steep there, and with these rocks which might slip, I think here might be a little bit better option, although it is quite high, but not impossible. What do you think? I just need a bit more hands if I want to film as well. Okay, that's my head height here. So friends, let's pretend I am a stream of water. I suppose I'm doing something which probably nobody has done here before me, but I saw that these are even some step-like things which will be better than here. What do you think? Although there's some water in there, so I might have to cross in there. Let's see, is it sliding? Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not supposed to be done like this. That's what I can tell you for sure. If somebody is watching me, they probably are thinking that they would have to call the police or something, so let's not stay in this place for too long. These bad little Crocs are not the same as the original Crocs. Always some problems with them, and they're not so comfortable as well. But I still haven't found a proper original Crocs. Where could I buy them? My old ones I used for how much? I forgot already. Something around 1 year, with very intensive use every day, literally. A lot of walking and climbing mountains in Andorra and so on. So they served really, really well. Okay, friends, happy days. We have a success. Although I still don't know how am I supposed to go there without car. Probably on the small road somewhere there, walking 5 kilometers instead of 3 kilometers. I think this was a good choice. What do you think? Or am I too antisocial? You see, there's an Indian school even, and not a small one. There is another building of that school, I think it's the same school, or is it different? It looks like it's the same name. And after this school right there should be a spa, and after that spa should be a fruit shop. We are slowly getting somewhere, you see? It looks cool. Marhaba. Well, I'm saying it in Arabic, but I'm saying it in Arabic, but these kids are clearly not Arab kids. So there are some, and it is prayer time now, but it wasn't before, so I don't know what's about that fruit shop. But in any case, I got things from Spar, and they are a little bit better than in Emiratis here, but a lot worse than in Egypt. I wonder what is it that it's almost a direct correlation between how wealthy the country is and prosperous and how bad the food is. The wealthier the country, the worse the food. Almost direct correlation. That's something weird. Like, I was thinking that rich people should eat better than poor people. But no, guys, it's not the case. At least not with fruits. For sure, I can tell you from experience of 61 countries now. Yeah, there are some fishermen here, which is really cool. I like it. But it looks like nobody is enjoying the beach. Strange. Except the seagulls and the ships in the raid. Is it raid in English as well? Not sure. And they're building some new harbor there or something. Or marina. Don't know. What do you think, friends? We saw the fishing boat. Nothing too traditional and interesting, but kind of a little bit interesting. Shall we go to that side? Or will it be a shadow behind those mountains soon? Not that soon, probably. Let's go. Let's walk there. Yeah, it looks like I should be able to cross this small river here quite easily. What do you think, friends? Oh yeah, a simple thing. That's it. Yeah, that's another mosque for whom the prayer time starts 1 minute later than for the other mosque. These guys are big and fat, I can tell you. They're just making a circle around me and landing behind my back there. I thought further there might be some better beach maybe, but no. It's very rocky, and it's even worse with this, you see. Petroleum Development, Oman. Restricted area, no entry, do not cross the fence, don't climb the cliff, photography prohibited. I almost read permitted. Well, if you know me, then you probably know that I usually read prohibited as permitted. So I almost read it how I perceive it. Let's walk here. I think here will be a good spot. Nice sand, well, as nice as you can get here. I already touched the water, it's very nice. It's warm, although it doesn't look very clean. But it's probably just mud, I don't know, or clay. But yeah, I hope there's not some bigger reason why people are not coming here to swim. Which I don't know, but the locals do. Some radioactive waste or something. I hope not, because it's the capital over there, further there. A lot of people there. Should be some notice, I think, if there would be a real danger. So let's assume it's all good. It's just a culture thing that they're not Australians. They don't have a beach culture. And even, I don't know, if they wanted to swim, how would they do it? Because they probably should have some special swimsuits or something. Because you would never see anybody even in shorts on the street, let alone swimsuit, like what we Europeans and Americans consider to be a swim shorts or swimsuit. So I hope these guys will not be offended by me having a swim here in my shorts. There's only one way to find out. What do you think? If somebody will be offended, I'll put my galabeya back. Yeah, it is quite nice here actually. I'm using my galabeya as my beach towel, beach plaid, what do you call it? I don't know even. And it's quite good, it's big. It's bigger than most towels. And it is very calm and pleasant. I like. I went for a little swim. The water is very warm, very pleasant. You could swim very long in this water and it wouldn't be cold. So, and now it's mid-January, so this means all year round you could swim here in Arabian Sea. That's nice. And it wasn't exactly very clean. There was a little bit too much garbage floating in that water for me to really recommend this place for you as a beach place. But that's okay. It wasn't that bad. Nice. I'll spend a little bit more time here just to enjoy the place in calm and peace. Life is good, people. Oh, sun is already long since behind that mountain, and we are approaching sunset. You see the colors? You don't. It's not the same on the screen as it is in light. And the fishermen are out as well. You see, there are some fishermen checking their nets. Some fishermen already coming back in. They were just out a few moments ago. And there went two more fishermen boat, I think from here, but I didn't notice. I just noticed when they were already crossing in there. So probably they have some better fish activity at this time, at sunset. And yeah, it's time for me as well, I think. No more enjoying sunshine here. So I think that's it. Let's walk back to the city. This is one cool hangouts place. What do you think? They probably sit there and drink tea. There's a small table even. I have seen sometimes these guys sitting even in a big parking lot near some supermarket. They just put a mat like that out and they make tea and sit and chat late in the evening. When I was arriving at 1 a.m. I think was it, I don't remember, from the airport, I saw that, but it was too dark to film. It was cool. Well, and this is how they learn to drive, is it? It's a driving school's lessons or tests, or what is it? But that's only my guess. I can't really read and understand that well. Yeah, and that's how the hangouts place looks like. So I just got the PCR done. This is the hospital and this is the testing facility they have. So it cost me 12 reals, which will be how much? 27, 28 euros. Reasonable kind of price. But normally I don't do these things. I don't do tests because that's why I made this I don't know how to describe, better not say something bad, vaccination in order to be able to travel without the tests. But obviously the countries are figuring out that this vaccination is nonsense and it doesn't help anything. And that's the hospital. Kind of cool building, what do you think? And yeah, these countries are figuring out that this vaccination doesn't help anything, so they are starting now to require tests even for vaccinated people, which is a nuisance. But on the other hand, it wasn't in vain, that vaccination which I did, because those countries who are requiring tests for vaccinated people, often they don't let, under no circumstances, any people in who are not vaccinated. It was the case with Oman. It is the case with, guess where I'm going next, my friends? That's crazy. Pakistan. Yes. Remember, I was a few days ago, actually it was the same video for you, For me, it was a few days ago. I was telling you that I was thinking about India, and I was exploring the possibilities already. So I could be flying for around 100 euros to India, and actually quite a few cities were possible. And I was already applying for visa, the e-visa, but what I read about Indian e-visa website being a big nuisance, it really was true. I spent 2 days, well, not whole days of course, but countless times I was trying to finish that Indian visa registration form, and there was always some mistake and I had to do it from the beginning again. Always some error messages, like I had to upload some documents and then they don't upload. It shows that they're uploaded and then they are not, and then suddenly you get an error message which says you have to do everything from the beginning, which says don't press back button, go from the beginning. and yeah, I finally gave up. Hopefully some other time it will be easier. And also the time wise it's not ideal, because February is getting hot in India already, so I don't have too much time. Once I get the hassle to get to the India, I want to spend some time there. I think 2 months would be a good minimum in India, because it's a huge country. And yeah, I should go there by November, December, and then it's good. But now it's already mid-January, kind of soon will be end January. What date is it? 18th, I think. So yeah, while I was fighting with that Indian visa website, I met one. I went into a shop and I was chatting with the owner, and he was from Pakistan. And he said, come to Pakistan. Why do you hassle about that India thing? And of course, Indians and Pakistanis, you know these stories, yeah. Okay, of course. But it got me thinking. And from what I was researching before, India and Pakistan are both the cheapest countries in the world, accommodation-wise. Like, you can find hostels for less than €1 per night, easily. And the food and transportation will be very cheap as well, so it will be good. Let me check the map. I'm not sure if I have to go here or somewhere else. So basically what happened, I looked into Pakistan, all the restrictions, kind of okay. I have to make that PCR test. I have to have a vaccine, which I already have. But yeah, by the way, don't think that I think very highly about that vaccine. I think it purely as of a paper, which gives me more open borders. That's it. One of my acquaintances said that for strong immunity people, COVID is not dangerous, and for weak, vaccine will not save them anyway. So I kind of agree, but of course I'm not a medical person, and I know that this is a very political topic, and even no medical person will give you any sensible answer to this. So we just accept we don't know how these things work. We just know that everything what's in the news, don't believe too much to those things. Those things are motivated by big money, big politics, big interest, whatever, but not medical, scientific reasoning. Okay, so I have that vaccine, and I can make that test. It is hassle, it is expense, although not too big expense. But the good thing is that if I can spend at least a month, maybe even 2, in Pakistan, I will definitely save up more than enough to cover that expense and all the other expenses which I have had recently. So that should be good. So I applied to Pakistan visa already. I should get the reply tomorrow. Their application also wasn't without problems. It was possible to fill all the long, crazy, stupid questions form, which ask questions which I don't know myself about myself. Like, who needs all that kind of... Okay. They just need to tick many boxes to show somebody that they're doing a proper, thorough work. Okay. Let's respect them as well. So I filled all that thing, but it was impossible to pay for the visa. $35, not too high price for 3 months visa, so good enough. But it was impossible to pay. I was trying on my iPhone, I was trying on my iPad, and that page just wasn't loading. And I tried it like 10 times in 2 different days. From each of the devices, and no hope. It just doesn't load. I get to that moment, I click all the accept, agree, and that page where I have to pay isn't loading. But then I did what I always do. I remember that I have that thing. Whenever I have something, often for my work I need these things. When I have something where I need a computer, when I can't get away with phone or tablet, I have a server, a cheap server, virtual private server it's called, I think, and I can log into that server, and then I can do things from that server. As if I would be at my desktop. That server is perceived as somebody's desktop, obviously, so I just log into that thing with my tablet and I can pretend to be a computer. And when I did it that way, it did work. So guys, just in case you're struggling with Pakistani visa as well, try that way. It worked for me. So I'm waiting for the reply from them. I am taking a little bit of a risk because I have reasonable hope to get that Pakistan visa approved by tomorrow. So I took the risk in order to save some money, not to spend longer into this country, which is still not as expensive as Emirates, but still a bit expensive. So not to spend longer time here, I used a very good plane ticket day after tomorrow. Imagine, almost 68 euros for one-way ticket to Pakistan. How about that, friends? I'm used to seeing 3-digit numbers, and not the smallest ones even, 3-digit numbers for tickets to Pakistan or India. From here it is less than 68 euros for one way, and I forgot already, it was 1.5 hour or 1 hour 40 minutes something flight, and I will be in Karachi, and direct flight, no stops, no changes. What about that, guys? Is that impressive or what? That's cool. I still, I didn't notice that I have suddenly found myself on the other end of the world. Well, not exactly, but somewhere very close to Pakistan. 1.5 hours flight and I will be in Karachi in Pakistan. And it's a lot further to get to Egypt or Jordan, let alone Cyprus and let alone Europe. Like Ireland to Cyprus was something like 4 hours or 5 even, I don't remember. Good flight. And here it's 1.5 hour, 1 hour 40 or something. Amazing, to Pakistan. Yeah, I kind of didn't notice that I'm already so far from Europe. Because it happened incrementally. It didn't happen all in one go. So I didn't notice. I never had this big dreadful intercontinental flight. especially when it's overnight and you have to sleep all night in that airplane seat. It's definitely no joy. Like whenever I have been flying from Europe straight to Southern Africa or even Central Africa or United States also, each time it was, especially coming back from United States with all the jet lag issues, coming there is kind of easier, at least for me. So it always was something very, well, just unpleasant. Something to be avoided if possible. But now I'll be skipping it. It will be 1.5 hours and I'll be there from here. And to here I got in 1 hour. The plane was barely getting enough altitude when it started descent already. It was a very short flight from Emirates to here. And Egypt to Emirates also was very short. I don't remember, was it 2 hours or something? So basically nothing. Oh, that's a pleasant way how to travel, I would say, to avoid all these long distance flights. What do you think about this? Is it a mosque or is it a TV tower? What is it? Probably mosque. But there are some antennas there as well. I don't know, guys. They don't have any lack in mosques, that's for sure. They're everywhere. So yeah, friends, what I was starting to tell, that I'm taking a risk because I bought that ticket already for day after tomorrow, and if I have any trouble with visa, I'll be in trouble. And I also paid for the COVID test. This is quite beautiful. I also paid for the COVID test, and I would lose that thing as well if I don't get visa. But I kind of don't have any reason for not getting it. And I haven't heard exactly that it's the worst. Like there are many places where they deny visa just because they have to deny some certain percentage, like 10% or whatever. But I haven't heard that it's the case with Pakistan. And they kind of like having tourists coming, especially from Western world. So I hope I should be okay. I am taking that risk to lose 68 euros of plane ticket and 20 something euros for COVID test, which would be both wasted if I don't happen to get that approval for visa tomorrow and I have the flight day after tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I hope it will be good enough, and I think we friends are in for some interesting experiences and adventures. What do you think? Pakistan. I didn't expect myself. Like I was thinking I will be spending this winter in North Africa. Nothing that far, nothing that unusual. It's not India or Pakistan. But now I'm going to Pakistan without even thinking about it. Like the North Africa got difficult COVID-wise, and also Tunisia have these civil unrests there, so it's maybe not the best time to go there. And Morocco is completely closed because of COVID. Algeria never was very easy. So I was looking what are my other options. Then I found €8 ticket to Emirates from Egypt, and from there €10 ticket to Oman. And from here I find 68 tickets to Pakistan, €68 ticket to Pakistan. How about that? Yeah, friends, that's one funny way of traveling when you don't have a set itinerary, and when you move wherever the borders are open and the prices are good. I quite enjoy it. I quite enjoy it, at least this far. And I'm bound to continue this way until, who knows until what? Until we find something more interesting in life. And I'm very grateful for being able to work remotely, because seeing the world, enjoying good climates and amazing places, and eating good food, healthy fruit and good sunshine, and being away from all that COVID, how do you call it even? The panic which people have because of COVID. That panic is worse than the virus, of course. And for example, when you're in Egypt, you can completely forget that there is such a thing as COVID in the world. You never hear about it, you never see anybody wearing mask. You just don't have that thing around you at all. So it's very pleasant life during these times when it's so much unpleasantness, especially in the European and North American, Western kind of world, and also unfortunately in wealthy countries like UAE, the same story, even worse. I'm walking past this store for many times already. My hotel is just there behind the corner, but I thought I must show you. It's quite interesting. What do you think about such a store? See what's inside. Probably nothing too special, but unusual enough to catch the eye. What do you think? Let's go home. I am a bit tired from all the walking today already. But happily tired. Life is good, my friends. So friends, it was yesterday when one of you asked me to show more of local food. So there's nothing too interesting, but here we have some local eatery and they make nice shawarma here. Shawarma is something like a wrap, and it costs 300,000 of these monies, 300 baisa, which is 0.3 reals. In euros it would be something like 68 cents, and they're really nice. I have eaten quite a few times here already, and they are quite a bit cheaper than if I buy things in supermarket and eat. So, funny enough. And yeah, they are grilling some chicken there as well. I'll show you when it comes. That's the owner of the place, and this is how the thing looks. With some flies as well, but they're wrapped. But anyway, if you are afraid of flies, don't travel. So, this is the stuff. Sorry, I have a full mouth already. Very nice, very tasty. I see these two men in every more or less important building. Is one of them Sultan and the other is some other man from his family? I couldn't find anywhere written what is his name or their names and who they are. I came to this place to look for Muscat food market, and look what I found. Nothing. Nothing, my friends. And I was looking all around this place and there are no signs of any food market. Or maybe it's somewhere even further. But yeah, it is sometimes quite annoying that my Google map doesn't show important places and it shows places which are not important, or even worse, non-existent. But that's part and parcel of the whole thing if you travel in these countries. And the two guys are there again. You see them? 50 years, 51 years of Oman. I heard that there was some sultan before who was very closed, and he was making Oman into a very difficult, closed and backwards country. And then that sultan got exiled, or what was it? In any case, they got rid of him, and then one of these guys, or both of these guys, started to rule. I'm not sure. And since then, this country has been very progressive, very open and very rapidly developing. And you see, everything is quite new and clean and civilized in this country. La la, shukran. Taxis everywhere, of course. You see those two dudes there? I was passing them and they were asking me, Min America? Are you from America? I said, La, Min Europa, from Europe. And they were wondering, is it possible? Cute. Okay, friends, I'm almost home at my hotel. And yes, friends, that will be it for the walking today. I won't be doing any more walking, but I will be doing more working. I have quite a few things to do before this day is finished. And yeah, by the way, I didn't show you, did I? This is the entrance in my hotel. Well, that low building with horizontal line of windows, that's the corridor of my hotel. And my room is somewhere there, I think, or there. The second case, I think, was the right one. That's the main lobby, entrance there. But here is also one door which we can use, which is even closer. And you have seen everything already from this place on in the first evening when I came in. Good morning, my friends. It is something like 5:15 in the morning, and it seems like most everybody else in this city is sleeping, but I'm trying to leave this nice and lovely country. I can just add what I think about Muscat and Oman. It's nice. I really like the place. I was seriously surprised about how well organized, clean, new everything is here. Civilized. I was expecting this place to be kind of at the same level as Egypt. Everything dirty, everything poor, without too much civilization. But no. This place was almost like United Arab Emirates. English language is widely spoken. I have never had any problems with that. So definitely recommend it, guys. And one interesting thing about Oman is the weather. It's the first country I'm in where the weather, you can divide what kind of weather is now. It is either very hot, extremely hot, moderately hot, or a little bit hot. But there are no other options. Even in mid-January it's a little bit hot, like 26 degrees and really hot sun. Not now, of course, it's moon. but seriously, it's never cold or never, what do you call it? By the way, I wanted to show you Is it open? Probably not. No, it is. You see these guys? They're hanging in the bus station ceiling as well. It's probably the Sultan, but I still didn't find out who is he. Anyway, there is somebody at that window. I thought, why is it open if nobody is there? That's the bus station of Muscat, a Ruvi bus station, and somewhere here I should have A1 bus to airport in some 10 minutes time maybe. Okay, my friends, in general I do like this country, I do like this place, although I'm not sure how easily would it be for me, a northerner, to survive here in summer. I think it might be disastrous. It might be very hot, even in January when it is 26 degrees but very hot sun. It often felt like I don't have enough strength to walk big distances. I think it's a good time to end this video about Oman and Muscat. And yeah, friends, I'll say you goodbye. And if you're curious how things continued for me, did I get the visa on time? Did I get to Karachi in Pakistan? Then feel free to check my next video. All the best, my dear friends. All the best.